In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the leather belt sent to me by Popov Leather. Let's get into it. So for the sake of clarity and transparency, no money was exchanged hands for this leather belt. They sent me the leather belt to review, and my honest opinion and review here will be seen by them for the very first time when you see it. So one of the first things that I want to do is I want to review this both as the product as well as the overall experience, because I'm a business coach and part of what I do is really evaluating businesses. So you're going to get both in this video. The first thing I wanted to talk about is the packaging. So they sent it to me in this package. It has, branding and elements of, graphics design on their bag in itself. But to me, it doesn't scream like it's a luxury brand item, and nor do they really necessarily position it as a luxury brand item. They just position it as a really classic, well-built, made in Canada product. So it doesn't surprise me that it comes like this, but what would have surprised me is if it came in sort of a more upgraded, more luxurious packaging. That would have elevated the experience, and the perceived value might have been higher. However, it's come like this, and it wasn't outside of my expectation that it would come like this, but it's just something to think about. Open it up here to make sure that I don't nick the belt. I'm just going to take that and give that an open here. So inside, there's a card telling you the product, and it comes with a bag with a cinch pouch. So with that, has a cinch pouch here. It's nice. It's a good tactile feel on the pouch itself. You know what's on this card? It's the thank you card. So it helps tell the story. So the first thing, it thanks you, first of all, as part of the customer journey, and that's a good thing, is always to have a nice little card that says thank you. And it says, it tells you that it's a small business, and I kind of got that when we were in discussions of acquiring this belt. And they really pride themselves on the craftsmanship. It says, please take a moment to look at the craftsmanship, smell the leather, and feel how dense it is in your hand. It's real full grain leather. So Popov is telling me that this is full grain leather. Now, I'm not a leather expert, so I can't necessarily tell you, how great the leather is. However, I will talk about how it feels and what I feel as a consumer. And they check all the goods before mailing. So if there's not satisfactory, then reach out immediately and they'll make it right. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about full grain leather, and it's telling you that every hide has unique elements to it. Scars, scrapes, marbling, stretch marks, and that's all really part of the leather story. So the natural markings are not defects and are not faults, but they're just part of the durability of the leather. And and see, tight pockets don't fit. So it's talking about leather wallets, so you don't have a leather wallet. So it does tell you to take care of the leather, you should use a leather balm and cleaner to rejuvenate the condition of the leather. And these products are available from them as well as most shoe stores. So, they're not telling you that you have to buy their leather care, and you can go pick it up, and it's built to last. They say everything is guaranteed for life, and if damage occurs through the fault of craftsmanship, they will ship the item back to them for repair, and they'll do so free of charge. So, one thing I really like about businesses when they can offer you some sort of guarantee, or, it's a commonly used item, and not everybody utilizes the money back guarantee or the craftsmanship guarantee, but the craftsmanship guarantee is helping a consumer stay in the back of the head. Is like, well, one of the objections I might have is like, it's shoddy and I'm spending all this money, what if it's damaged, or what if it's what if it just falls apart on me? And this guarantee puts away that objection, puts away that fear that the consumer has. And so, it's nice to have one of these. Anytime you have a product or service, you're trying to find some sort of guarantee, something that you can deliver on consistently, and that's always a really good thing to do. All right, so let's get into this leather belt. So, this leather belt is nice. Oh I like this. All right. So yeah, you can see the marks on the leather itself, you know, and it feels nice. It's a soft, supple leather. It's not really hard and rigid. It reminds me of the straps that I use for my wedding photography side of business. And when I carry my camera, I have these calf leather straps to hold my cameras in, and it reminds me of that. And I love really soft leather. I mean, if I had a preference, that would be what I wanted. I wasn't sure if it was going to be a hard, sort of firm leather, but I love the softness of it. So you can tell like the holes are punched in nice and clean, and the edges have that sort of rawish feeling to it, and that's a nice feel to it. I like that. All right, the other thing that I have here, let's take a look at the belt loop itself. So we can see here they're put into metal screws, with a rivet on the other side. So I can see that repair will be easy. Now it has that kind of cowboy look to it, which is great because I'm not really looking personally. I don't really need a sort of dress belt. This is nice to hold up a pair of jeans. I think this color is awesome. I love the color. This is their natural leather, and it's really nice. I also love the buckle. Like the buckle it's nice. It's really sturdy. It seems really well made. I like that it's got that matte finish. One thing that and this is personal, right? I can admire shiny belts, but I'm a rough kind of person with my clothes, and I just like things really functional. So having it that matte finish, I'm not going to be worried so much about that scraping or the scratching of the metal itself. And one thing maybe I would think about, and I won't know until I kind of wear it, but I kind of like to have that little divot that you see in some belts where that clasp kind of touches, and what that does, it just helps it set maybe in a little bit. My fear is I'm a slightly bigger dude, so I've got a belly, and when I wear it, my fear is that over time it's going to sag down one way, and I think maybe just having that little bit of a rivet, or divot in the metal in itself might help that a little bit. And again, I don't know, I'm not a belts craftsman, but this is the only thing that I can think of right off the bat. I do really like it. Now the back end here, you see that's it's not necessarily polished leather, it's that raw leather. And again, like I like the feel of this. That's the unboxing, and so I'm gonna go and wear it for a couple of days. I kind of give my feedback on what that looks and feels like. But I mean, right off the bat, I quite like this belt. I like the look and like the feel. I like the width of it. Yeah, I think it's quite a substantial belt. Really could be a very good statement piece wearing it. So we'll find out soon. So this is the final thoughts for the Popov Leather belt. And again, no money exchanged hands, and they are going to see this review for the very first time when you see this. And what I found was that this leather belt really did meet my expectations, and perhaps in some respects exceeded the expectations. I really loved how soft this leather belt is. When I wore it, I didn't feel like it was, pinching or, too rigid in the wear. Like I didn't get like grooves or indentation marks when I wore it. My belly kind of digs into most belts that I wear. So I found it really comfortable to wear overall, and I didn't have any problems with it, whether I was sitting in the car all day and or walking around. So I really do like the fit of the belt, and the color for me, particularly in this particular shade, was really great. I really loved how this belt stuck out when I wore black jeans, when I wore regular jeans, that it has this beautiful color pop to it. I asked my wife how she felt about the aesthetic of it, and she actually quite liked the color of the belt as well. Now, because I generally very monochromatic in colors, black, blue, maybe whites on occasion, I feel like this pop of color is really nice to add to my wardrobe. The things that, again, I have maybe some concerns about would be where the part where the prong goes through the belt. I feel like, maybe an indentation there would maybe stabilize that area a little bit. I think that if I wore it for a little bit longer, that I would start to see sag in the actual prong in itself from where it would stay on the leather, because I would imagine that the leather would stretch under my weight. So that would be something that I maybe would have considered. I do like the overall aesthetic and design. I like how the edge is of the belt itself. Yeah, it's raw and sort of doesn't have that finished polished look to it, but because it's soft and rounded, it didn't dig into the areas that traditionally when I wear a belt it would dig into. Now, for the most part, I didn't wear a dress shirt or anything where I could actually showcase the belt its entire time. I did it for the video in itself, just to kind of see the aesthetics of it. And while I look in the mirror and I think it's beautiful and I really do appreciate it, because I'm covering it, I don't think everybody else gets to appreciate it the same way I do. But for those people that I kind of showed what that looked like and how it fit, what they did see when I did tuck in the shirt just for the video, they did like the aesthetics of it, and they like the aesthetics of the belt. And again, if you're a bigger person, and unless you're wearing a dress shirt and it's a little bit baggy, you wouldn't want to really wear a t-shirt and kind of tuck that in, because your belly's going to show through the shirt in itself. But it is what it is, and I was here to review the belt, so I wanted to make sure I at least showcase the belt instead of just wearing the belt underneath a untucked shirt. Now, I'm really happy with the belt, and I hope that if you are considering the Popov Leather, that you go and pick up a few different colors, because I think you're going to really like it. That's my review, and I hope that it helps somebody who is considering this leather belt, because I really quite like it. Thank you, Popov, for sending me this belt, and I super appreciate the opportunity to review it for you. Until I see you guys next time, be conscious, deliver excellence, have an awesome day.